Our corporate goal is to become a regional developer. We've currently got a pipeline of probably 1,400 units, either in planning or will be going into planning. So, we aim to build sort of 150, 200 units a year now. Generally, we're working hard at finding sites. I mean, we go as far east as Brighton, I suppose. We've just taken a site in Bath.
So Richard, firstly, thank you very much for having us here.
Yes.
It's been lovely to meet you and the team and to see your lovely office here in Poole.
Thank you.
I know you've been developing for over 40 years now, and you've got a very well-established portfolio. Tell us about your very first project.
Well, that's an interesting one. When I was 21, I bought the freehold to a warehouse in Bournemouth and got outline planning permission for some mews houses.
Wow.
And I paid £40,000 for the warehouse and sold it for £90,000. And in those days, planning was a lot easier than it is today. And I think I did that in 2 months. So that was how it all started. But predominantly, after that, I ran a leisure company or built a leisure company, but that was all property based as well because we were always acquiring sites. Mm-hmm. So I've been involved in property in one way or another all my life.
So that was your very first project then. Mm-hmm. How did that develop? How did you scale from there?
Well, as I said, I was involved in leisure, so we were opening out-of-town leisure parks all over the country, as far north as Dundee, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Liverpool. So, planning and property have been, a constituent point in my life all the way through. Yeah. That's how it all happened.
And so now you're here in Poole. Now tell us about your latest project then, Corsica. Where did that all begin for you?
Well, Corsica's had an interesting history. It wasn't called Corsica originally. We bought it from the receivers, so it's a failed development site in so much as that the people tried to build a modular development on the site, which they basically messed up.
Right.
We've completely deconstructed all of that, gone back to the transfer slab, and now we're putting up a steel frame building, and we expect it to be finished in April next year.
Brilliant. And so when did you first acquire the site then?
In December, last December.
Okay.
So it's taken us 3-4 months to slowly take it to pieces.
Yeah.
And as I said, it was a modular site, so it had to be taken to pieces by hand.
Yeah, wow. So a lengthy process.
A very lengthy process, and a very expensive one as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. So from start to finish, how long does a project like this take?
So realistically, I mean, we effectively started in December last year.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be ready this time next year, so it's probably about 15-16 months.
Okay. And would that have sped up in kind of normal circumstances?
No, we've managed to keep
keep pretty on top of things?
Yeah, I mean, COVID has been a problem with material shortages.
Yeah.
But generally, we've just managed it and we've got around that.
Yeah, good. And so what's been the best part of the project so far?
I haven't got to that piece yet. It'll be when we sell the last apartment.
Yeah, okay. And so what about the worst then? What's been like the most challenging part?
The deconstruction of the building has been very tricky because we couldn't take it down like you normally would, because obviously you had to be very delicate with the concrete spine to the building, which you'll see later.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think we've got past the most delicate part, and that was actually the deconstruction.
And so why Corsica? Where did the name come from?
Well, there's a long reason for that. So I'm really into the names of the sites we do. I mean, we've got a very big site in Poole called Vespasian, and Vespasian was the first Roman ruler of Poole 2,000 years ago. And so I try and always research the history of my sites.
Okay.
And I was interested in why the road was called Martello. And I looked into Martello, and actually Martello is a mortello, and a mortello is a small castle that was used to defend various places in Europe. Anyway, in about 400 years ago, in Corsica, there was a mortello that was defended, or attacked rather. It's defended by the French, but attacked by, you're not going to believe this, HMS Fortitude.
Wow.
Now that is...
What are the odds of that?
I know, it's absolutely unbelievable. And the second ship that attacked it was called HMS Juno. And in this town there is another development company called Juno Developments, and he happens to be my best friend.
Wow.
So it's absolutely incredible that HMS Fortitude and HMS Juno attacked this Mortello and brought it and captured it. And so I had to call the block of apartments Corsica,
yeah,
because of the history of Martello Road.
Yeah, what a fascinating story. I can see from previous projects and currently with everything that's going on site, there's impeccable attention to detail on your projects. You've built up a brilliant team here. How does it feel to have one of the most established companies around?
Well, every day is like walking through a minefield in this business, as I'm sure you've been told before.
Yeah.
And so far I've still got 2 legs and 2 arms, so I'm okay. But every day, you know, every day is a hurdle in this business. You never know what you're coming to work to face effectively.
Yeah.
And that is property development, and it's a matter of finding ways over those hurdles.
Yeah, there's always a problem to be solved.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's how we solve them that's the important part, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm good at running around things.
Brilliant. Well, it's been really lovely meeting you and the team today.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best for Corsica, and we're really excited to see how it all develops over the next 12 months.
Thank you very much.